Hey guys, Tony here from Rolling with the Bullets. So this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel for some further updates of what it's like to really be an RVer and some of the other crap along the way. Anyhow, so I want to touch base on, your method of travel, the things the way you prepare, not really prepare, but plan out your trip. Now, see, we like to fly by the seat of our pants a lot, and this time it's come back to bite us in the hind end, unfortunately. So I will say this, though, if you're going to go to an area where there's a lot of snowbird people or a popular destination for the wintertime, you should probably really plan your trip accordingly and where you're going to stay. Because we are here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and there is no places to stay. Very far and in between. We got lucky and found a couple nights here, a couple nights there, but that's one of the things you definitely want to consider doing this lifestyle, especially if you're going to come to a very popular destination for the winter. This year, the consensus of all the RV parks, when I asked them, I said, man, what's going on here? Why you got so busy so early? A lot of the snowbirds have come into town a lot earlier, plus there's NASCAR going on this week, some other things, and so just about every one of the campsites are full. But the other thing that I really want to touch base with is a lot of places in the Arizona area, or most of these, are age qualification campgrounds, or you need to be 55 plus. So we're not 55 plus, so it's a little harder to just find a campsite here. Now, yeah, we can use BLM land, but that's way out of town, a little farther than what I need to do for me to go to work, why I'm here. Also, not the best connectivity out there for Miss Jill to do her job also. So I want to talk about, you really should plan a lot of that. And a lot of the things out here in Arizona, a lot of the municipalities here are putting it and making it illegal to boondock at like Walmart. They're making all these ordinances where you can actually be arrested for camping in these areas. Not all. You need to look into it. There's some places that absolutely not. In the city limits, you cannot do this, or you run the risk of being arrested. So that's one thing that we did not know about Arizona. Now, we've got lucky, we are 1,000 trail membership. Now, as long as they have this spot still available for us next week, we'll have a place to be for the next 2 weeks. So we're kind of crossing our fingers and hoping that's going to work out for us as well. So, like I said, when you're planning your winter destination, if you're going to plan on being in an area for a length of time, you definitely want to try to plan ahead, especially the winter destinations like Arizona, Florida, deep South Texas. There's so much room in Texas, you can pretty much be about anywhere in Texas, I'd imagine. But I never guessed that it would have been that hard for us to find a campground, especially by the way that we've always traveled, was kind of flying by the seat of our pants, not knowing where we're going until we decide to either go that way or it just, takes me that direction. So, yeah. This is one of those times where it's very nerve-wracking being a full-time RVer, especially if you need to be hooked up and you can't utilize BLM land and you need to be in a city area and you're unable to find a campground. It's kind of a nightmare. We did learn one big lesson out of this. Plan ahead if we plan on being here in the Arizona or a more popular destination for the winter. Not to say that there's not, a day here, a day there, but let's face it, who wants to move one of these monsters more than once? If you're going to be in that area for a while, set it up and forget it for a while. Unless you're out in BLM land, you can move from one pretty place to the next. But like I said, out here, the cell phone signal through Verizon is not as good as we'd hoped. So we are looking into getting an AT&T hotspot as well, so maybe we can utilize more BLM land out here for Miss Jill to work. Full-time RV life, like I said, it's a great life, but you do have these hassles like this year, and then you're also going to pay premium prices around this time of year out here in these little small desert towns, because everybody's showing up in a lot of the campgrounds, even not so nice campgrounds, the ones that are you kidding me kind of campgrounds. They're wanting, $50+ a night for basically, reach out your door, touch the neighbor's camper, or open your door, walk down the steps, be face to face with their terrible, awful, stinky slinky. So yeah, there's that. Then you're in some of the areas are higher crime areas. When you're kind of look for these kind of places that have availability, the reason a lot of those have availability is because they're not the most desirable campground, and it's probably not the safest campground for you to be in. So you got to keep that in mind also, living this full-time life. But you know, there's definitely better ways to go about setting up yourself than what we do sometimes. Like I said, we keep it real. We tell you guys exactly how we do it, and you know, we've been fortunate so far. It hasn't come back to bite us in the hind end until today, when we got here in this area. So you know, it is what it is. But the other thing I want to talk about is a lot of the BLM land is actually getting shut down, or it's going to be being charged now because of all the people who are actually coming in and you know, staying longer than they're supposed to stay. They're also, you know, leaving all their trash. And you know, if you're coming into an area, you know, we got a beautiful world out here. If you're coming in, you pack it in, pack it out with you. Take your trash. Don't leave your trash all over the place, because then they got to send crews out there to clean this stuff up. If they do, you know, to not, you know, ruin the landscape and hurt the environment by leaving this stuff, so they usually hire somebody to go out there. Well, that costs money. Then therefore the states, they kind of closing down the BLM land, you know, and making people pay for it now to staff these employees to go out and clean up after people who are too lazy to clean up after themselves, which is a very unfortunate thing. They also, they're you know, if this continues doing this kind of thing, you know, and all these, like I said, the towns and cities are frowning upon full-time RVers and nomadic lifestyle, because a lot of people are using most places like a trash can. You know, not just BLM land. They're doing this like if you go to a Walmart, people are just leaving their trash in the parking lot. I mean, come on, if you're camping in an RV, you've got a trash can inside, put your trash inside, take it to the dumpster. You know, they got great big dumpsters out behind the store, so if you really don't want the trash bag in your RV, you can go around back and dispose of that in the proper trash can. Not leaving it out in the road, leaving it out in the parking lot. Yeah, and here's the other thing: when there's etiquette about boondocking in like Walmart parking lots and stuff like that. You don't go in there, set your slides out, go out there, cut out your grill, and you know, have party time and invite all your friends over, and you all congregate into that parking lot. That's not what it's about. You know, it's a place that you can utilize if you need to get some sleep. You can pull in there where there's surveillance around, you know, where it might be a little bit safer. That's what it's really about. Not using that as a permanent residence, not using that as a permanent location to constantly be. You know, this is not your house, or this is not your permanent campground for the next 3 weeks. It's just not. I'm not saying you can't, you know, bounce from one Walmart to another, you know, different sides of the town or something like that to kind of, you know, spread it out. But don't go to one place and overstay your welcome, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because that's just, you make it rough on the rest of us trying to live the nomadic lifestyle and travel lifestyle, because you're making it harder for us to find places. So don't be that guy. Don't be that person. Don't take advantage of, you know, the kindness of people letting us boondock in these areas, especially urban boondocking. I mean, because let's face it, a lot of the things that you want to do in a certain city, they're in town, and so you want to be as close to town as possible without being in the dangerous parts. You want to be a little bit outside of town, and it's not so crowded, not so loud. But, you know, with everybody doing the bad stuff and, you know, being not so, you know, environmentally friendly and cleaning up after themselves and just being legitimately a responsible person by cleaning up after yourself, it's going to basically, it could actually end the nomadic lifestyle, you know. I mean, as soon as the government decides to finally start, you know, trying to regulate this, you know, we're not going to be able to do this kind of freedom lifestyle. I mean, you know, you're going to argue, yeah, well, it's your, you know, your free right to do all these things. Well, yeah, but if anybody knows anything, you know, this is one of those things they're going to try, but to force everybody out of doing it or make it illegal in some fashion. It might not be completely illegal to actually live this way, but, you know, if you get caught in a certain zone, or you get caught here, or you get caught there, you could either face steep fines and penalties, or you can, you know, either lose your equipment, get arrested. And who wants that? Honestly, who wants that hassle of having to pay another order, more money out of your pocket to try to get you out of there, and then you get a record, and it's just, you know, that's not a thing to be. But, you know, you got to take the good with the bad out here being a full-time RVer. You just really got to make sure you clean up after yourself wherever you're at. Don't abuse free parking zones. Got a helicopter going over. It's been quiet here until I started the video. He's gone. But, you know, cleaning up after yourself and being a good person, and, you know, just being mindful of not overstaying your welcome. That's really what you need to do. And pack up, take everything out with you, whatever you pack in, and just really don't abuse the system. Because this is a great lifestyle. People love it. We love traveling. But, you know, you got to be responsible as well. You know, you can't be responsible for everyone. But if you come in and you see a little bit of trash or something, and you've got your own trash you're taking out, take it up. You know, yeah, it sucks that you got to pick up after some other lazy person. But in the long run, it will help the rest of us who want to live this lifestyle and still be able to use these type of facilities and BLM land. That's the things that, you know, a lot of us, when we set out to go full time, this is the things that we were looking forward to, was going out here, you know, living a little bit cheaper, living a different lifestyle, living more free. And, you know, unfortunately, with a few bad apples, they're trying to basically infringe on our freedom of being able to do this lifestyle, and it's really not a good thing. So I said that's kind of my ramble for the day on that. Just kind of checking in with you guys, letting you know, flying by the seat of our pants did not work for us this time. Some of you guys have met us and talked to us in person and asking how we plan our trips. Well, we always say, we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants and do whatever the hell we want. And yeah, this time it come back to bite us in the hiney. And I don't wish that on anybody, because we have called I don't know how many campgrounds and places to go here in this area, and they're all full. Because the ones that are in our age group, they were completely packed. People living there. they check in, like the Hotel California. They check in, they never leave. That's kind of them people unless they get kicked out. So, you know, be mindful of that when you definitely go to an area that's a very popular destination. I want to say thanks for watching, guys. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And give us a like if you liked the video. And leave it down in the comments what you got to say about the subject of, you know, free camping and all the infringements that's happening here with the city ordinances and stuff like that. Leave it down in the comments. Share with me and your fellow RVers what your point is and what your thoughts are on some of the crap that's going on out here. So until next time, guys, this is Tony. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.